Guys, how you doing? My name is Stuart McKinley, and we're going to talk about sea level rise and how it affects our communities. Now, my wife, I want to start off with a little fun fact. My wife loves the water, and in fact, when we vacation, if our residence isn't looking at an ocean front, she's just a smidge less enthusiastic about the whole thing. Lessons learned. Now, I will never mistake an ocean view again for an ocean front. So I'm really looking forward to the next one. I'll get it right this next time. However, there is a situation that's brewing in our waters, our oceans, and it's threatening to shrink beaches and coastline living, and it's called sea level rise. Now, did you know that over the past 20,000 years or so, sea level has combined to have climbed some 400 feet? That's a lot. Uh, as the climate warmed as part of a natural cycle, the ice melted and the glaciers retreated until ice sheets remained only at the poles, North Pole and the South Pole. And early on, the sea rose rapidly, sometimes at rates greater than about 10 feet per 100 years, with spurts of rapid sea level rise until approximately 7,000 years ago. Now, with a period of stability that lasted for roughly around the last 2,000 years, sea levels began rising again in the 1850s, and that just happens to be around the same time the steam engines were made that were powered by coal. And then after that, you got your mass production and industries and factories and all of that stuff. But that's for another talk. So here's how sea level has affected. Here, I got a graph here somewhere. If I can get to it, if I can't get to do it, I'll show it to you later on. From 1900 to basically from 1900 to 1990, um, sea levels rose from by about 110 millimeters. But since 1993 or so to the present, it's about the same. So you're looking at um, the last 20 almost 20 years being even with the last 80 years. So that tells you that we're really rising and we're really doing some things that we probably need to take some looks at. Um, with water making up 71% of the earth, this is cause for an alarm with these rapid rising. But why is this happening? And the answer is global warming. Global warming can be described as the overall temperature rise in the atmosphere and waters. The temperature rise stems from human use of fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases like carbon, methane, and things that produce a hotter atmosphere to cause more precipitation and higher earth and water temperatures, leading to melting glaciers and ice sheets and storms and flooding and things of that sort. So here's the news flash. The coastlines stand to be affected the most by all of this. Now, I know that's anticlimactic, but what if I told you that these changes were happening with every hurricane and tropical storm that hits? Flooding, minor and major, that gets worse and worse, more and more frequent as the waters traverse further and further inland, displacing families and forcing them to retract and potentially overpopulate areas that are unprepared for the extra people, destroying infrastructure, causing beaches and dunes to recede as coastlines inconspicuously erode backwards. Many coasts have engineered physical barriers to combat the effects of sea level rise, but unfortunately, these are temporary fixes. In the end, predicting how the Earth will look exactly at the turn of the century depends on many factors, making it difficult to nail down exactly what the future holds. However, if the future is now, then we are destined to diminish coastline living. In the end, we want our coasts to look like this. This is how we want our coasts to look. Beautiful. But if we don't get it right, it's going to look like this. Thank you.